Hi everyone, welcome back to the video. So in this video, part 2, we'll be studying about the casting defects, and we have studied the casting procedures and techniques in the part 1 of the video. So moving ahead, what are casting defects? So whenever you do any process, whenever you do anything, you can have certain defects in it. Similarly, while the process of casting, there are some undesirable irregularities which can occur, and they are said to be casting defects. Now, what are the different kind of defects we can see? There can be distortion, there can be surface roughness, and there can be porosities. Now, these porosities can be of different types. They can be localized microporosity, pinhole porosity, gas inclusion, or the bag porosity. Now, moving ahead, what is distortion? So, cause of distortion is, firstly, you have to know that this is a very common problem. It can usually take place. What is the cause of this particular problem is that there can be distortion of the wax pattern. For example, at the time when you're attaching the sprue, or maybe at the time of investing material, there are chances that your wax pattern is being distorted, or the sprue has been distorted, can lead to distortion in the casting as well. And you know that the gypsum or the investing material which we use is actually high expansion, so maybe it has expanded and cracked and can be another reason of distortion. If the casting rings fall on ground by mistake, then it can be another reason of distortion. High water and powder ratio can make the investment material weak, and it can also lead to distortion. The investment is followed to dry before heating can also lead to distortion. So you're never supposed to make it dry at the time of heating. When it's wet, just keep it in the burnout machine, burnout furnace. Do not let it dry, otherwise it is going to crack. Moving to the surface roughness, another one. So surface roughness is when there is a sphere or a regular shaped excess material on the casting surface. So surface roughness is that whenever there is spherical or irregular shaped excess material on the casting surface can be known as surface roughness. Improper mixing of the investment material can be a cause. Air bubble aa gaye at the time of mixing, you didn't mix properly, and if you're doing a hand mixing, there are a high chances that you can have air bubbles which can lead to surface roughness. Maybe if you have taken wrong water powder ratio can be another cause. Prolonged heating can be another cause, and sometimes underheating the investment material can also be a cause of surface roughness. So as you can see in the figure, this particular picture, the cast we see is so rough. You see, it's not smooth at all. Somewhere it is sharp, and sometimes somewhere it is not smooth. There's no cleaning in there. There's no finishing in this particular one. But in this particular cast, you can see, in this particular crown, you can see that this is so smooth. This one is a gold cast crown which we see, and this one is a metal one, but still you can just make out the difference in their surface roughness. This one is so rough and this is so smooth. Just you do the polishing and burnishing, this will shine, but this will never shine like that. Next is porosities. Now, porosities, as the name suggests itself, it is pores at different sides, okay? Pores or voids at different sides, while the process of casting procedure is known as porosities. Now, you have to classify porosities on different bases. The first basis we are dividing or classifying it is on the solidification shrinkage. So, the porosities which are caused by solidification shrinkage are the localized shrinkage, the suck back porosity, and the microporosity. These are the three ones which are on the basis of your solidification shrinkage. So, and another one which we have here is caused by the gas, and this is the pinhole porosities and the gas inclusion. Caused by the air trap, we have the back pressure porosities. Now moving to the first one, which is the localized porosity. So what happens in the localized porosity is that you see at this particular, what happens is that your molten metal is flowing from here, okay, and as the moment as it flows, it gets collected to this area initially, okay. So for example, now this whole area is being filled by the molten metal, and what happens that the rest of the molten metal, sometimes it fills here only because it kind of cools very early, okay. So early cooling can lead to setting of the molten metal at this place and at this place, and so there is a void or you can say a void or a bubble is formed at the junction of this sprue and investment. So this junction is said to be the sprue investment junction, and as you see, the hot molten metal is coming. Initially it fills this place, and on cooling it fills this place, and this place is left. There is no metal at this particular junction, and a void is created here, and this is said to be the sprue investment junction, where the void is being created. So development of a void at sprue investment junction is known as localized porosity. It usually occurs because the initial hot metal flows on the base, whereas the later conditions the metal cools down in the sprue only, and it does not reaches to this particular area. Moving to causes of this, insufficient molten alloy can be a cause, early cooling can be a cause, and very long sprue can be a cause. That is the reason we are said that whenever we are taking a sprue, the length should be very appropriate, that is around 6 mm, and if the sprue is very long, then defects can easily occur. Now, what are the ways to correct this or prevent this condition? You have to use a sprue of right thickness and length. Also attach the sprue to the thickest part of the wax pattern. Moving to another one, that is the suck back porosity, also said to be the sprue porosity or the hotspot porosity. So most commonly it is known as the hotspot porosity. Now what happens in this particular condition is that the molten metal comes from here. Wait a minute. The molten metal is coming from this particular area, and it directly comes and hit at this particular site. Okay, whenever something is very flowy and it flows, so this is the path of flow. It comes from here and comes to this particular junction. So again and again a striking occurs at this particular site, and because of the striking again and again occurring at this site, you see this color here, red area. This is the freezed area now, because again and again this was targeted by the molten metal. A time will come then this area will become freezed. Now when this becomes freezed, there will be no more deposition of the molten metal at this side. The metal will not fill up this side, and a void will be created at this site. So because of the sprue is attached to 90-degree angle, the molten metal attacks one particular side, that is this side. And because of repeated striking, this area freezes and it becomes a hot spot. Now this area has freezed and it has become a hot spot. Since the site is freezed and the molten metal does not reach to this site, it leads to the shrinkage, causing a void. And this is said to be the suck back porosity or the hot spot porosity. Now how can this situation be corrected or prevented? You are never supposed to place the sprue at 90-degree angle. Like in this figure you see, it has been attached to 90-degree angle. You are never supposed to place a sprue at 90-degree angle, otherwise hotspot porosity can occur. Moving to the next one, that is microporosity. So as the name microporosity itself defines the definition, micro means small and pore means poro means pore. So it is saying that there will be very small pores or void kind of structure. You can see in the figure as well, these are the small voids or small pores which occurs on the surface of the crown at the time of investing. So whenever there is small pores are there formed inside the metal or on the surface of the metal of the crown, it can said to be the microporosity. Now this particular situation makes the crown very porous and weak. It occurs because of rapid solidification. Because of early solidification, this condition can occur. It is, now all this we talked about was on the solidification factor. Now we will be talking about the porosities which are being caused by the gas. In this we have two, the pinhole porosity and the gas inclusion. So talking about the pinhole porosity, it occurs when the gas molecules inside the metal tries to escape the surface. So you see, this is what the pinhole porosity looks like. So whenever the air inside the casting ring, inside the metal, it tries to move out or it tries to escape out from the surface, it leads to the pinhole porosities. Now the next one we have here is the gas inclusion. Now gas inclusion and the pinhole porosities are very much similar. The only difference is that pinhole porosity occurs when the molecules inside the metal tries to escape out the surface, whereas the gas inclusion occurs when the gas tries to mix with the molten metal. They were trying to move out of the surface, and here the gas is mixing with the molten metal, which leads to formation of voids or air bubbles in the metal. usually occurs due to heating at a yellow flame. And which flame are we supposed to heat while we are heating? At the blue flame. So whenever you are heating at a yellow flame, there are chances of gas inclusion to happen. Now you see the next one we see is by air trapping, and for this we have the back pressure porosity. Now what happens in the back pressure porosity? Let me show you. It usually occurs when the investing material is too dense and thick. What exactly happens in the back pressure porosity is that the molten metal comes from here, and all the air inside it, which was already existing, move towards the base. It tries to escape out through this surface. The air thinks that we will cross this particular wall and we will move out in the investment material. This is all investment material here. So what does the air tries to do is, the air tries to move out to the investment material, leaving the crown, and it gets collected here because the crown is very thick and it cannot move out like this. So all the air gets trapped at these tips of the casting. Now what will happen when the molten metal will come? For example, this is the molten metal which is coming. It will fill whole of the crown area except for this green region, because this is being taken by the gas, or you can say this is being taken by the air which is present inside. So the molten metal will fill all of this area, but it will not be able to fill the area which is being colored by green. And so a big void, or you can say a big space, is being entrapped by the air, and this makes the crown region quite weak from this area, because there is all air here and no molten metal is here. Now you see the cause is usually when investing material is too dense and thick, and the air trapped inside is on the base tries to escape out, but because of dense investment material or dense investing material, it is not able to move out, so it gets collected on the base. This is what we saw. The air did try to move out of this crown region into the investing area, but because the investing material here was very thick, the air was not able to escape out, and so it got collected on the tips. Now how can this situation be prevented? Firstly, you have to use a sprue of right length, that is 6 mm, and enough thickness of 3 to 4 mm. Also you can use this technique of vent sprue. Now what is in the vent sprue? You can put 2 sprue at the tip region here, as in the figure you see these yellow color sprue, and these sprue will help the air to move out. And then you can also put metal through molten metal through these sprues, and so the whole area will be filled up by the molten metal, and so that condition will be neglected. So you can use this vent sprue technique. This will help in moving the trapped air out. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also share the video with your friends. Thank you.